Thank you. God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions on the judges? Please. Anybody on the judges? Excuse me. Any questions? They're outstanding people. Very important decision. Very important that Joe Biden put up potential nominees. I think it's a very important thing for our country that he do that. Okay, please go ahead. Do you have a question? Question?
Mr. President, can you address the concerns from the Woodward book in regards to whether did you mislead the public by saying that you downplayed the coronavirus? Now, you did that in order to reduce panic. Did you mislead the public?
Well, I think if you said in order to reduce panic, perhaps that's so. The fact is, I'm a cheerleader for this country. I love our country.
Wait.
And I don't want people to
He's just
be
owning
frightened.
it.
I don't want to create panic, as you say.
He's just owning it.
And certainly, I'm not going to drive this country or the world into a frenzy. We want to show confidence. We want to show strength. We want to show strength as a nation. And that's
just
what I've
owning
done.
it.
And we've done very well. We've done well from any standard. You look at our numbers compared to other countries, other parts of the world. It's been an amazing job that we've done. I think it's very sad in many respects because the incredible individuals working so hard on it.
It doesn't matter. The Republican Party doesn't.
They've done this great
They
job.
don't care.
They haven't been acknowledged by the news media, and they should, for the job we've done, whether it's ventilators, and now you'll see very soon with vaccines and with therapeutics. The job we've done has been incredible. But we don't want to instill panic. We don't want to jump up and down and start shouting that we have a problem that is a tremendous problem, scare everybody. And I'll tell you the other thing, we immediately started buying all over the world. We started buying masks and gowns and everything else, and we don't want to cause pricing to go up to a level that becomes almost unaffordable. So, yeah, in that sense,
He never finishes a sentence.
Yeah, please.
How do you reassure the American public going forward that they can trust what you're saying?
Well, I think that's really a big part of trust. We have to have leadership. We have to show leadership. And the last thing you want to do is create a panic in the country. This was a horrible thing. It was sent to us by China. Should not have happened.
It's
should
not an
never
answer.
have happened. This is a disgusting, terrible situation.
It's not an answer.
That was foisted upon us. And we have to show. We just don't want to use, the best word is panic. We don't want to have to show panic. We're not going to show panic.
You lied.
And that's exactly what I did. And
You
I was
admitted
very
to
open,
lying.
whether it's to Woodward or anybody else. It's just another political hit job. But whether it was Woodward or anybody else, you cannot show a sense of panic, or you're going to have bigger problems than you ever had before. Please.
Respectfully, sir, your comments amounted to more than trying to reduce panic, sir. On February 7th, you told Woodward it's more deadly than your strenuous flu. But then publicly, you
Go ahead, please.
Mr. President,
Did they just
don't
lead
you
him
think if
off?
you were
Did they
more
just take the
forthright
mic
with
away from
American
him?
People, more lives could have been saved. You took responsibility at all for some of the 200,000 deaths that we've had?
So I think if we didn't do what we did, we would have had millions of people die. We closed up our country. We closed it up very, very quickly.
But you said that
very
was a bad
effectively.
thing.
We did a job. We learned about this horrible disease, along with the rest of the world, which had to learn about it. And then we opened it up, and now we know the vulnerable. We know who it attacks, who it's so vicious against.
What?
And I think we've done, from every standpoint, a incredible job. We shouldn't have lost anybody. Nobody should have lost. China released something that they shouldn't have been allowed to they should not have released. It came out of
From
China.
their deadly
it went to
underground
Europe, it went all
biological
over the world.
laboratories.
Should have never happened. They could have stopped it. They stopped it from going into the remainder of China. It started in Wuhan.
300 million people could have died from COVID, and Trumpers would be saying Hillary Clinton would have let 310 million
We
die.
had to show, if it was up to you or whoever, I have no idea what he said in the book. And again, it's a book that I gave him some quotes, and frankly, we'll see how the book turned out. I have no idea. You're asking me questions for the first time. But again, the last thing we can show is panic or excitement or fear or anything else. We had to take care of the situation we were given. Now, long before anybody else wanted to do it, I closed our borders.
Again, it's the same talking points every single time. Nobody's asking him this.
We would have had hundreds of thousands more people die. Dr. Fauci said it. Many people said it. It was a great decision. It was a decision I made, and I had
Literally,
to make.
just like everyone talks about coronavirus, nobody ever talks about my middle school soccer trophy. Nobody mentions it. Nobody, the fake news media doesn't want you to know about my middle school soccer trophy.
So that was a very good thing we did. Otherwise, we would have had hundreds of thousands
Joe
more.
Biden had
But
no soccer trophies.
if we didn't close the country, we would have been talking about millions of people instead of the numbers that we have right now.
You mentioned that you were trying to avoid price gouging, but you mentioned to Bob Woodward that you recognize that this virus spread through the air on February 7th. You didn't begin Project Airbridge until March. You didn't use the Defense Production Act until March. You didn't start ramping up ventilator production until March.
You didn't really think it was going to be to the point where it was. All of a sudden,
You
the world
had
was
the
infected.
info.
The entire world was infected. Everyone was
You
scrambling
knew.
around looking where to buy face masks and all of the other things. We've opened up factories.
We
We've
didn't
had
know.
tremendous
You
success
did.
with face
You
masks
knew.
and with shields and with the ventilators. We're now supplying the rest of the world. We have all the ventilators we can use. And remember this. The ventilators were very important. Not one person that needed a ventilator didn't get it. And these are very
What?
complex, expensive machines to make. We opened up something like hadn't been done since the Second World War. We've done an incredible job, but we don't want to run around screaming, shouting, oh, look at this, look at this. We have to show leadership.
This is
And
everything they
leadership is
bitched
all
about the CDC.
confidence. And confidence is confidence in our country.
The CDC changed their mask expectation guidelines and people lose their shit over it. Trump openly admits to lying and downplaying the severity of the virus and not acting within a month of knowing what the stakes were. And nobody cares.
A list of 20 incredible people, and we will talk later. I'm sure we'll be meeting later in the day. Thank you very much.
Jesus Christ. Like there's nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing he could do. Trump could kill every single American except for one, and that one remaining American would talk about how Hillary Clinton would have killed him too. And he would praise Trump. He would praise Trump to God for being the president, the only president who was capable of saving his and his life alone. That's it. It would be it. That one remaining Trump supporter in America, a country with a population of 2, Trump and him, that guy would get down on his knees and suck Trump's cock for being the president, the only God-given president capable of saving his life. This is fucking insane. This is the reason why, I say this every time, this is the reason why fascists can't handle pandemics. Look at every fucking fascist, not authoritarian countries can handle it, but fascist specifically, why they can't handle stuff like this. Because in order to respond to a virus appropriately, you have to accurately estimate what it's capable of doing to your population, and then you have to be honest about it. Because the public has to be involved in the process of getting people through that pandemic. But fascists can't do that. Fascists have to treat their country like a nonstop fucking cheerleading squad. Like he admitted he did. Honesty is not their policy. He literally admitted we couldn't look weak. We had to lie. What happened to what? China lied, people died? How can anyone in good faith, no Trump supporters act in good faith, how can anyone with a attached cerebral cortex possibly lay the blame here at the foot of China? China could have done literally anything. There's nothing China could have done from stopping this from getting out of China. And it's a 2-week incubation period. It wasn't created in a fucking underground lab. It would have come out of China one way or another. So at that point, the rest of the world has to deal with it in their own way. And it's their own responsibility. And Trump is literally just admitting he lied. This is in addition to Trump already admitting that he slowed down testing because to test more people would have made his administration look worse. This is a person who lies about, well, essentially about everything relating to the virus and its spread and his team's response to it anytime he goes up there. He literally went to a Tulsa rally. He went to a Tulsa rally and bragged that he cut down on testing. And Herman Cain went to that rally and died because he didn't wear a mask, because he was doing a political stunt to try to show that everyone's being hysterical about COVID-19. in the same stadium as the president of the United States, admitting he just cut down on testing deliberately, hurting our country's chances of getting the pandemic under control to make his administration look better. Not to mention the fact that we've heard no national response, not to mention the fact that Trump has done absolutely nothing to provide for the American families who have lost their jobs and who are facing eviction, not to mention the fact that, or foreclosure, not to mention the fact that Trump has openly threatened to withhold resources from governors who cross him. It's insane, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. 200,000, oh, it's just 200,000 people, you know? Oh, it would have been just like the flu, except it had 5 times the death rate yearly of the flu, and it hasn't even been a year yet. And also, it causes potentially debilitating and lifelong heart injuries and lung injuries to people who have it, even if they do survive. Whereas if you survive the flu, then you're pretty much fine for the most part. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter. Benghazi. How many Benghazi hearings did we have for Hillary Clinton? 2, 3, 4, 5. How many was it exactly? How many years did that go on? 8? 20? 30? I don't know. I can't count them. 4 people. 4 people. Yeah. Brain injuries as well. Jesus. Yeah, they still talk about Benghazi. If Hillary Clinton was president, probably around 15 to 20,000 people would have died, and Republicans never would have talked about anything else for the rest of the presidency. Every single Republican outlet would have been screaming about the death of every single person who died under a Hillary Clinton presidency. The RNC, which just happened a few weeks ago, would have been a eulogy to every American who died under Hillary's incompetence. They would have had a banner of her painted with blood pouring down her face, and they would have had a wall engraved with the name of every American who died of COVID-19 behind it. And they would have tossed the banner over it so Hillary Clinton can look down and smile with blood-stained eyes. Are you honestly defending Hillary? What the fuck? What the fuck is me? How is this defending Hillary? This is what the Republicans would do. Am I saying Hillary would have done better than Trump with regards to COVID-19? Yeah, absolutely. Unironically, of course, absolutely, easily. That's obviously. Because Hillary Clinton is a terrible fucking human being, but she's not a fascist. She's not Trump. Big difference there. Very big difference. A lot of lefties can't tell. They don't know the difference. Bad Democrats, bad Republicans, whatever. Yeah, he didn't just say the virus wasn't that bad. He said it was a hoax. He said it was a Democrat hoax. Initially, he said that the virus and the threat of the virus was a Democrat hoax. There are still Republicans who think it's a hoax, by the way. I saw a highly upvoted comment in Our Conservative just the other day, just the other day. And it was a screenshot saying, why do Amish, it was a screenshot of a meme, like a Facebook tier boomer meme, and top text was, hey, why aren't the Amish suffering from COVID-19 that much? And the bottom text was the Amish guy responding, because we don't have television here. Get it? Because it's all fake news pandemic, not real. This is a popular opinion amongst Republicans. It's not just that Republicans simultaneously believe that Trump handled it well, even when he's openly admitting online that he lied. Or not online, sorry, to the American public that he lied. It's not just that doublethink. They also think, simultaneously, that Trump is being completely honest, but also that it's all a complete hoax. And then you get into all the fucking conspiracy shit with the vaccine, Bill Gates shit, and the 6% thing. You know, the 6% thing? I talked about that in an earlier video, where the CDC said that 94% of people who die from COVID-19 had something else wrong with their bodies. And they were like, oh, so only 6% died from COVID-19, but most people over 55 have at least one pre-existing condition. So obviously the virus would be more likely to kill those people. And we're still talking about probably a number of people who are going to be having long-lasting health impacts for their entire lives, numbering in the millions, Yeah, technically nobody actually dies from AIDS. HIV is just an immunodeficiency disorder. You get HIV and then you get the flu and that kills you. But that's just the flu. AIDS has never killed anyone, It's always something else. Car accident? My friend, you didn't die of a car accident. Your heart stopped after you were hit by a car. My friend. You silly goose.